Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of No Ticky Tacky Football, brought to you by Boyle Sports.
Bet £10, get £40 in 3 bets. Plus you can also get a Champions League premium boost for Wednesday night. Over 1.5 goals in all 9 matches, was 2-1, now 7-2.
It is for over 18s only, T's and C's apply, and always gamble responsibly. So, hey Sam, how are you?
I'm absolutely fabulous, thank you.
Lovely, I saw you were in Spain.
I know, it was good
Very
over
nice.
there. Might be a little bit wet here and there. When it rained, it properly rains over there, but yeah.
But you come back
really
to
good.
us.
Oh yes, back for the podcast. Yes, gets me back in the country. Looking forward to it this morning. And of course, our guest.
We have a
his second
returning guest,
appearance,
yes.
for us, which is always nice to see. So it's a welcome to Emile Heskey. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Looking
thank
so
you.
well.
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you for having me.
2.5 years since you were last on.
I was asked, and I thought it was about a year ago, but you're saying 2.5 years. So
Is it-
time
you're
flies.
kidding.
Yeah, 2.5 years, Sam.
Wow. You just got an offer this morning, you know.
Who did? Did you?
And he would play up
Are you-
front, play up front for Salford City. And just bumped into Scalzi on the way in, like, I mean, said he needs to send it forward. He's like, oh, up and score a goal. So, say what you're doing, Emile. Like,
You can still do it?
I can hold it up, but I can't move. I can't move as well no more. So
Yeah, we film in the same building as Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, and
Paddy McGuinness.
Paddy McGuinness.
Of
They
course.
film opposite us. We were here first, by the way.
We were.
Just saying, we were here first, guys. So yes, 2.5 years. Now, forgive me, Emile, because obviously love to talk to you about yourself and your career. But I'm a Manchester City fan, as you know, and so I immediately want to ask you about your sons, because a couple of weeks ago now in the Carabao Cup, Jaden and Reigan made their professional debuts in the same game. I mean, minutes
Wow.
apart. And I remember watching at the time, and I think we said on the show that I was on how proud that must have been for your family. What was that like?
no, it's an amazing day. Obviously, when you the boys play for the 21, so when Jaden was told, he's not going with the 21s, and he's 21's captain. So you kind of like, oh, okay. So you go, so he goes and trains with the first team, and then goes away with the first team. But then Reigan played in the 21s, but only played limited minutes. So you're like, oh, okay. So he might be going as well. So then he goes, and yeah, it's just a proud moment to watch them come on and make their debut in the same game. So
Oh,
Wow. Oh.
amazing.
Did you have plenty of tissues?
I didn't need them, to be honest.
How was your wife? Was she okay?
Yeah, Sam was fine. Yeah, she obviously.
Wow, I'd be
she's
crying.
obviously-
Never mind.
Yeah.
I would.
she's
I would be
obviously,
crying.
The one that will be watching them and having the tears and that.
Oh, such a brilliant moment. What was it like in terms of the preparation for that then? So you've said that they kind of knew that it indications that it might happen. Was there is that I guess that they're just ready for that moment then of
I
when
think
it
you just
might
got-
happen.
Yeah, you just got to be prepared for it. I look at my debut as well. I was travelling with the first team and helping put the kit away and do this. And as a young lad, I was 17 at the time. So travelling, and then you get your opportunity. So you just got to be ready for that. And Jaden kind of knew. And at the beginning of the season, I kind of knew that one of them was going to make their debut, especially in the League Cup. That's the times when you know the kids will get their opportunities. And then when you're 1-0 up, going to be 2-0 up, you're like, okay, let's see.
And we did, and we saw them both. Did they obviously in that game they would have got to work directly under Pep? Did they enjoy that experience?
No, they're both trained. They're both trained under Pep, and they really and they taking it. It's information overload now, isn't it? So they take information in
I like
really,
the sound of that.
really well.
Information overload.
So for them, getting that information from Pep and applying that's fantastic. So and then when they obviously come on, the adrenaline kicks in. So I spoke to Jaden about it, and he's saying, yeah, there's a huge difference from 18 to 21. But then from 21s to first team, it's massive.
Sky.
Yeah, so, and I think they created the 21s to try and bridge a gap, but it can't. It won't.
It's not
It
competitive
won't.
enough, is it?
But I said to him, how did he feel? And he said, yeah, the tempo is very quick, and then he's trying to get your breath as well, and understanding how the flow of the game and etc. The young one plays left wing, so it's a little bit different for him. But he cut inside and had a shot, and it's his trademark. So I was shouting goal.
So is he left-footed?
No, he's right-footed.
Right-footed. So does he play on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that funny about them
Yeah,
wingers
yeah,
now?
they do.
The right ones play on the left, the
All the
left ones
time
play
now.
on the right. It's
Yeah.
amazing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, so he enjoys the left wing.
Oh, such an incredible story. Was it more nerve-wracking when you played, or is it more nerve-wracking watching your children play?
Probably more nerve-wracking watching them play, but I enjoy watching them play. I've done it since they're babies, and I enjoy just seeing them go out there and express themselves and enjoy football. What I do say is not my career, it's theirs, so you go and do what you're doing and listen to your coaches, take in all that information and apply it. So for me, I don't really give... You'll understand in the sense of me as a parent having played, and I'm saying, no, you've got to do this. But I don't know what you've told them. I don't know what you've told him to do. So I can't tell him, no, he needs to do this, 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 and this. And it's totally opposite what you've told him to do.
Yeah, but you can ask, if they ask you,
I can guide in a certain way.
Yeah.
But I can't tell him tactics. I can't tell him, make sure you do this. And the younger one's very good at taking players on. I tell him to just mix that up every now and again. But I don't know if the manager's told him to go down the left.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah. Could confuse them, but but the opportunity is obviously fantastic. Like, I mean, when you go to picking somebody, if you look at them, if you're picking a youngster, is it right to tell them early?
Yeah.
Or is it right to tell them late? Because there's an opportunity where people say, well, you should say when they're going in so they've got time to adjust. But the nervous energy they could expel on 2 or 3 or 2 days before they're going to play, rather than they come and you just go, you're playing.
That's what Marc McGee did to me.
You know what I mean?
So
you're in. You're in.
We had a sickness. We had a bug going through the squad, and I was one of probably 2 or 3 strikers that were left. And like I said, I was travelling. I was helping out with the kit and etc. But sitting in the stands.
Did you hear that?
Helping out with the kit.
Yeah. Can you imagine that now? When they look at you strange, these youngsters, what? Make me a cup of tea. What? What? Get the kids out. What?
Yeah. It's a lot different now.
I know.
So we sat down. Everything was set out, and we sat down. And they just reveal who's playing.
Yes.
And looking, my name's there. But I wasn't told at all, and it's probably the best because, like you're saying, imagine I probably wouldn't have had a good sleep. No, yeah, just nervous about everything. So for me, I think it was probably the best way to do it for me, because I know that I needed a good sleep. We still lost the game, but
Did you score? No.
Well, absolute best of luck to both your sons, because I know that obviously, and you as a football fan, there's nothing greater than seeing a kid that's from your area that's grown through the academy get to the first team.
I think that's one of the biggest things, isn't it? That you see them grow from being babies. I had so many texts from their coaches and people that I've known them from a very young age, and now they're the younger ones.
Did they start at Man City or did they?
Yeah,
they started off right away.
At
what age?
4.
Oh no! My word!
So they were obviously good at 4.
Pre-academy. So pre-academy
I know,
is under 6s.
Yeah.
So, but Jaden was 4 when he started. Big lad. Jaden's always been big.
That's not a shock.
So
I wouldn't expect it to be a small.
So
with them genes you've got.
So yeah, he joined up. Under 6s, and it's funny at under 6s because you watch them training and they're going left foot, do left foot, right. You don't even know what left foot is. So, but they grasp it very quickly.
Oh, amazing! I mean, there's been a few other obviously fathers and sons that have played.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few that have played in the Premier League as well, which obviously is what we hope will happen for your sons. Obviously, you've got Erling and Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
I've interviewed Alfie quite a few times, and he jokingly said to me the last time I interviewed him, "Don't introduce me as Erling's dad. Introduce me as Alfie," because he must just be used now.
Can I give you a funny joke about that one? So I was recently went abroad. I was in Botswana, and there was a football. There must have been a football team or something like that. a kid come up to me and say, "Do you know Reigan Heskey?"
Yes. Oh my gosh. How did he know him?
He follows him on Instagram. They're Man City fans, and they watch, because obviously you have the app now, don't you? And you can watch all the games. So they follow him through the games.
And did you say, yes, I may know him? I know who he is, yes. Oh, yeah. Well, that's hopefully your future. That'll become what gets said to you a lot. Yeah. And you can follow in the footsteps, obviously, of Kasper Schmeichel and Peter Schmeichel as well. Brennan Johnson and David Johnson, who was Ipswich and Forest, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Obviously, Liam Delap, Rory Delap, Tom Ince and Paul Ince, Alex Bruce and Steve Bruce. Yeah. And then there's some that are currently breaking through as well. So obviously we've had Lee Clark on this podcast and he talked about his son Bobby. Neil Dans, who we had on the podcast, who talked about his son Jaden Dans. So you got Jason Kumas and Lewis Kumas. And obviously Wayne Rooney talks about his son Kai a lot as well. So there's a lot breaking. It makes me feel old. Do you see any others when you're on the touchline? Is there anyone that the
Fletchers?
Of course,
Fletcher twins.
Yeah.
They were at City and then obviously at United. I know Rio's got 2 boys playing. One's a goalie.
A goalie?
Yeah, one's a goalie.
Wow.
Matty Upson. He played. My son played for England under 18s, and Matty Upson's son is playing for them as well. Elijah.
Wow.
So it's quite a few, to be fair.
Sam, it just makes me feel old. I remember watching these people playing when I was young, and now they have kids.
It's probably. I mean, my son tried to played with him in the reserves at Preston, like I said before, but I think it's harder for them.
Yeah.
If the dad's made it, it's the comparisons that are made are so unfair, and the pressure's so much greater. Oh, he's not as good as his dad and all that stuff.
They'll always have that.
Really, it's always a big problem for them to go, and hopefully that they make it and have a football career, wherever it may be, whatever league it might be. If you've had a professional football career, and you can take it into your 30s if you're lucky, no matter where. Now, obviously, down below, it's not a financial place to be. It's playing for football for the love of it, getting paid for it, but you're not getting paid enough to retire on by any stretch of the imagination down in the lower leagues. But you're playing and doing what you love and what you dreamed of when you were a kid, like you mean. So that's why I'd say to youngsters, if they're getting released from top football clubs, go and play wherever you can play, however low you need to go. And even if it's down in the lower leagues, because there's a lot of full-time professionals in the National League, and you never know, you can make your way back. There's not as many make their way back as there used to be. There used to be lots and lots of players left the top clubs and go down to non-league. I mean, Crewe used to have a great reputation for taking players off United, City, and then reinvented and coming back. Lots of clubs did that throughout the years, and now it seems that it doesn't happen as much now, which is a great shame.
We had Neil Lennon.
Neil Lennon, yeah, that's right.
Man City and went to Crewe, didn't he?
Yeah.
Robbie Savage went to Crewe.
Yeah.
I think we've had them both on the podcast as well, haven't Neil Lennon, or have we?
No, we haven't. We haven't. No.
I feel like okay. Yeah. We should get him. We should get him. Yeah.
So it's definitely a pathway, and the biggest one is Jamie Vardy.
Yes,
of course.
So to go on, and does he still hold a record in the Premier League for the consecutive goals?
He is, I think 12, he is.
12,
yeah. Obviously
playing abroad now.
Syria.
Syria.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is he? 37?
37 or something?
No, older than that. 38, nearly 39.
Good for him. Long may it continue. Well, thank you for letting me talk about your sons.
Yeah, good luck.
And
hope they get up there and
I'm sure they will.
Right in the Premier League.
huge good luck to them. Now, I saw it's timely that you're on the podcast because I saw a debate recently online and I want to get your take on it because there's nobody better, Sam, for this one. So, Rooney versus Owen. People started commenting.
Have you had this question before?
No.
Somebody asked it yet. No. Say no. Say no.
Not for a while. No. Of course, you had 190 games with Owen, you had 23 games with Rooney. So there's nobody better placed to comment than you. So what do you think? Who was the best at the peak?
Two totally different players, but I would go with Michael. Obviously, I played with Michael a lot longer. I played with Michael from the age of 18 all the way through. So formed a relationship and a playing relationship with Michael. And I think at 16, between 16 and 19, I don't think there was many players could get near what Michael was actually doing. But then if you're talking about player, I think Wayne has everything. Could Michael play right wing, right back, centre mid? Wayne could.
Yeah, Wayne could. Yeah,
Wayne would play in every position. Wayne could play in any position.
Yeah, as long as he's playing.
Yeah. So there's that aspect of it, but I would say for the player that broke onto the scene like Michael did, I think there wasn't really and many players could get close to him.
What's your take?
I'm in the reverse, personally, because of the overall quality of Wayne Rooney.
You managed him, of course.
Yeah, I managed Michael Owen, Newcastle, but that was unfortunately in his continued hamstrings problems, which plagued him from a very young and early age, which actually took a lot of his game away. Mm. I think there became so much scar tissue for the amount of injuries that he had with his hamstrings that took that little bit of pace away, but it didn't take away his goal scoring ability. You know what I mean? His goal scoring ability was just, I thought there's one I can relate him to, and that's Jermaine Defoe. Mid to late 20s, he was getting more of a struggle. I think he admits that himself in his book.
I think from 19, he pulled his hamstring first,
yeah.
And then it just kind of...
In a bad way. We went for this alternative treatment, I think, this blood spinning, which is pretty good now, actually, compared to what it used to be, I think. But I've had hamstrings later in my career, and boy, how I had to protect by continual work outside of everybody else. So when everybody else had finished, I had to continue to keep the rehab up, keep doing the strength work, keep doing the muscles around it to protect it, to not for it to go. And it was only in America where, when I played there, we didn't have many masseurs in England then, and he gave me a piece of wood to bite on and said, "This will be painful." And he broke down the scar tissue.
Oh,
The great big bruise. There was a spell where we weren't playing for a couple of weeks or so, and I must admit, when I came back and played for Coventry, that extended my career, because I didn't finish till I was 38. But without that, I don't know how long it'll last, because I used to start wearing them shorts. We're going to keep my hamstrings warm and deep heat and all that sort of stuff. It gets in your mind, you know what I mean? But it's injuries can be a plague of your career.
Absolutely, but serious names there. Owen and Rooney feels like
two great players.
Two great players. At the other end of the pitch, you played against a lot of great players, a lot of great defenders. So we thought we're going to get Emile to rank some of the
centre halves.
Yes. Now, English centre-backs that we went for that you've played with or against. So we've got John Terry, Jamie Carragher, Sol Campbell, Rio Ferdinand and Ledley King. Okay. So we've got 5 there for you, and we'd like you to rank them. I mean, I know that's really difficult.
And what am I ranking them off? The toughest ones?
Yeah, the toughest centre-backs. Toughest centre-backs.
If it's dirty, you've got to put Martin Keown in.
Martin Keown, yeah. He's top of the list there, wasn't he?
Wow. Really? Dirty?
But tough.
And he seems such a softie these days. Okay, so in your experience when playing against them,
Sol would be top.
Sol's number one.
I think
Why?
for me, just the physicality, the pace, everything that matches me. I thought
It was a battle.
Yeah, that was tough for me.
Okay, number one for Sol.
Very good.
Number two.
I'd probably say Rio.
Okay.
Bit more technical with everything.
Yeah.
Not as aggressive as Sol, but very, very technical. He was very clever in some of the stuff that he did to play against you as well. A lot of the time, it's not really getting into a battle. It's about outsmarting the forward at times. So I'd say Rio. Then I'd say John Terry. All rounder, to be honest with you. I think we don't really give him much respect about his distribution as well.
Oh,
but as well, put his head on the line, put his neck on the line for everything. If you watch John Terry's passing, especially switch from left to right, he's not even left-footed, he's right-footed. But switch from left to right, it was on point. So I'd say him. Then I'd probably say Ledley and then Jamie Carragher.
Ledley at 4, Carragher at 5.
Yeah.
That's a serious top 5 list, though.
Martin Keown.
Yeah,
Martin Keown.
Top for toughest.
Yeah. Above them all.
Would Martin try and intimidate you before you started playing?
Yeah. No, while you're playing. Yeah,
While you played, yeah. Okay.
I remember being at Leicester.
He wouldn't have a talk to you then?
No.
Beforehand?
No.
He wouldn't tell you about the hospital menu or
No.
you can't run quick if you're limping.
No.
No,
None of that.
No!
That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
That's what you used to say to people.
Oh, I used to talk about hospital menus, yeah. Part of the game in my day.
Yeah, it was, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it's all part,
But no,
all part and parcel then.
I was at Leicester, played against him. And we was at Highbury. And I remember we were just stood there watching the ball kind of progress down the left. I think it was our left-hand side. And he just gone smashed straight into my face. I was like, huh? And I would have been, what, 18, 19? Something like that. But that was like, welcome to the Premier League kind of thing. But no.
Did you react if defenders were like that to you, or was that nothing for you?
No, it's fine.
So that was a myth then, the people about saying Emile players get better when somebody upsets him.
No, I don't think you play.
You must have heard that.
Yeah. You want to. The thing is, if you smash me, I want to smash you back.
Of course you do. Yeah. That's why I want to
fine.
smash you. Look at size you, man.
Yes and no. I was. The reality is, I would always want to give back what you.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you're saying before, some defenders like to headbutt you and they like on purpose.
Yeah.
When the first come, they just headbutt you.
Yeah.
But I, if they're going to do that, I'm going to do the same as well. I'm going to come back.
You'll get him on the nose then, and that's even worse.
So there's a tit for tat kind of thing. So yeah.
I used to love a centre forward who'd stay in front of me.
Okay.
I used to hate a centre forward who's come across the side because that's a nose breaker. Because that's not coming. It's a bonus if he breaks your nose. He's not coming to break your nose, but he's coming across, jumping, and he's more likely his elbow's going to catch your nose, and and you can't see him coming. You think you're going to edit, then all of a sudden it's like, bosh.
How many times did you break your nose?
3. Yeah. So, and a depressed cheek fracture with an elbow. That was a.
Did you have a mask?
That was a big dent. No, I didn't get a mask then. You just have to go in through the eye and flip it back out.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Wow, I enjoyed that though. Like, not that you getting a depressed cheek. The chat about the darker arts. Now, we mentioned some England centre-backs there. Of course, you played for England. 62 caps for England
brilliant.
is a lot of England caps. I mean, you played with some incredible players when you were at England. Obviously, you played with Steven Gerrard, Liverpool and England. He's recently said, and I'd like your take on it, that the England team was full of egotistical losers.
Who said that?
Steven Gerrard.
So he was one of them, was he?
Yeah. What do you think he was trying to get the best out of him, or do you think he was an egotistical loser?
I don't know. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we were full of egotistical losers. I think the funny thing is you have eras, and we can say we weren't together. Weren't as together as we possibly would have liked to have been. But that's again for the manager to try and galvanised that.
It seemed to be with the rivalry from the clubs that they came from, didn't it? Everybody's talked. A lot of people have talked about that. The rivalry from other football clubs and the distaste for that you play for this club and he plays for that club, and we can't. I mean, we can't all come together for our country.
But I think that if you listen to it as well, I listened to it, and he spoke about sometimes more could have been done. We basically sat in our own rooms. Yeah, so a lot of the time we sat in our own rooms apart from breakfast, lunch and dinner. So basically we could have done a lot more to kind of incorporate each other and just...
That's your manager's job.
Yeah.
That's your manager's job, getting them, I mean, the short time I was there, I mean, hiding away at St George's Park with cabin fever was the biggest problem.
Yeah. So, and that could be tough.
That was just players couldn't wait to get out of there.
And that's the problem you have.
Really?
Yeah, that's the problem you have. And I think he's spoken about that where, you'd rather be back at your club than being there. And it's not the games. It's more about the environment that you create. I went from being a Liverpool player, then having 4 years off, and then came back as a Wigan player. But I saw it from that point of view. You sit with all your Liverpool mates, and then come back as a Wigan player. I got no mates there, in that sense of teammates, club mates. So you kind of just sit wherever you can. But then you see them sitting there, that one sitting there, that group sitting there, and you kind of understand it, because if I'm with you for 24/7 at the club, and then we're going to this place, I'm going to sit with you, because I always talk to you. It's for the management to try and incorporate and really get everyone on board and for the common goal.
And it seems like Gareth Southgate really did that.
And that's one of the things that he did really well. And not just that, the fans as well.
Yeah,
I watched it as a fan, and you're like, wow, you feel part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting people out of St George's Park was the biggest. Like I said, you had to get them out, punters, because they were still renting the hotel out.
Right.
Oh, they've stopped that now, I think.
They've stopped that now. I stopped that. Well, Ganders took it on, but we insisted that we can't have the national centre, the sporting national centre for this country. And when the England squad arrive, then ordinary punters are allowed to book a hotel.
No.
It's a Hilton hotel.
And I can't believe Roy let that happen.
Well, you're not going to feel relaxed then, are you?
No. Well, you can't come downstairs.
No, you're not allowed.
Bombarded,
What we used to do, we used to have an area in the hotel. We used to be, I can't remember what the name of the hotel, but we used to have an area, a portion of the hotel, but we never really went over that. We just stayed in this part. But really, what you needed to do was to have we need to be more, not just sat in our rooms playing computer games and just sitting there on our own. We needed to be more together. And then there's the other part of, I know everyone talks about we should have won this and we should have won that, disrespecting other nations. France are winning everything. Why? Because they are the players. They are the best players. And then players were they were the best in the Premier League at the time as well. So you have your Henrys, you have your Perez's, you have your Vieiras, and Nelkas, you had all them.
Yeah.
They were the best in the actual Premier League at the time. So yeah, there was that part of it as well.
Wow, I can't believe that you'd be on an England trip. I think we've talked about it before in here. Actually, it rings a bell now. Obviously, when you were at England as well, we mentioned Rio Ferdinand. Gary Neville was at England at the same time as you as well. You said in your book that Gary Neville tried to get players to refuse to play when Rio was banned for missing the drugs test. And it felt like the Gary Neville show at times. Reflecting on those moments with Gary Neville, do you think that, was his leadership style, was it beneficial for the team?
I don't know if it was beneficial or not, to be honest with you. Look, you've got to stick up for your teammates, but it felt like that he owned everything. It was him, and we just followed. I was sat there as a young lad, and I just wanted to play.
Just wanted to play. Just wanted to play, yeah.
And I wasn't...
None of that political stuff.
No, I didn't really want to get involved in all of that. But it was like, well, I'll follow what everyone else is doing, but it's kind of like you're telling everyone else to do this. And it's a bit much like what's happening now. He's technically the voice of football. So
influential.
Everything that revolves around football. So yeah, at that time I was like, well, no one's actually asking me what I actually want to do, but I'll follow what everyone else is doing if they want me to. And it just felt like he was the one there, kind of dictating everything.
Yeah, I mean, he is hugely influential. And obviously, he's got the few shows that he does.
He's got the platform to say whatever he wants, and to reach, his outreach is huge.
Huge, yeah. Obviously, the one that he does with Jamie Carragher is absolutely huge. And on that show, actually, Sam Carragher recently said that at a charity event a few years ago, he ended up drunk with you after the charity event. Have you got any recollection of a recent drunk night with Carragher?
That's great after Soccer Aid.
Is that what it was?
Partying, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's like it's one of the privileged things I got to do with Robbie, like you mean, inviting me and Johnny Wilkes right from the start. The concept was brought about in the hotel in Chelsea. I met him on a Friday night. We were playing on the Saturday, and they just run the concept by me, and I just said, I think it's going to go fantastic because Newcastle were doing something similar with Freddie Shepherd and Kenneth Shepherd, and those two are combined now. So Kenneth had run, and with Paul Stretford run the Soccer Aid behind the scenes, and Robbie started off with it with Johnny Wilkes, and they invited me initially to do the commentary, and then they asked me to come and be the manager, which was a great privilege. And some of the best times with all the characters that you meet and all what you do, and the huge charity event that it is. And I think that it's always it's the end of the season. Ex-players come together, celebrities come together, and you have a bit of a party, don't you? So you know what I mean. So there's nothing wrong with having a few drinks. I mean, it's a really, really great way of one, enjoying yourself, and two, raising money for UNICEF. And the amount of work that goes into it behind the scenes is a credit to everybody. And of course, nothing lasts forever, but I had a lovely 10 or 12 years from start to me ultimately finishing. But it's been a great journey, and meeting all the celebrities and the international players that came from abroad to play, and them joining in with you. There's none of that like it's camaraderie. It's not you stay over there. It was all.
Who was your fave? Who was your fave that you managed? Celebrity or international?
Well, there's too many for me to actually mention. It was that many.
Yeah.
So it's just. I mean, meeting Pelly. I mean, he didn't play. Meeting Pelly, come to open it up, get the chance to shake his hand and have a chat with him. Like, I mean, that's when Figo, and people like that come in. I mean, it's just never ending. Like, I mean.
So last time you were on the show, 2.5 years ago, obviously 2.5 years is a long time in football. We talked about Liverpool had just signed Darwin Núñez and Cody Gakpo, and we talked about them. Fast forward now, obviously 2.5 years on, Darwin Núñez has left, and all those people that said he was going to be better than Haaland are embarrassed by themselves. Yes.
That tone of voice that you come across.
Well, Liverpool have since added obviously Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike. I mean, serious names. I mean, all about having a big transfer fee when you go to Liverpool. When of course back then it was £11 million for you, which was so big back then. 115 million for Isak. What do you think? Do you think is he gonna settle? Can he handle the pressure?
Well, yeah, I think he can handle the pressure. What you've got to remember, that pressure is never going to go away. Everyone's still going to be talking about the transfer fee, regardless of whether he has a good game, bad game, or indifferent game. He needs to just go out there and perform. There's not much you can do. There's nothing you can do about that now. It's been done. Go on there and perform. Go and show what you're capable of. We've seen it in the Premier League already. So we know that he can do it. So he's now got to get that form back. He's got to stay injury-free. one good thing is at a club where the fans are going to back you regardless. As long as you work hard, the fans are going to back you. So.
What about Ekatike? He looks...
He's settled.
Yeah.
He looks settled. He looks really, really good. Young lad who's just full of energy. Just wants to get on the ball. Wants to take players on. But he's more of a traditional to what we know as a front two, where they're going down the wing. Because he doesn't say central. If you watch him, he's on the left wing 1 minute, then he's on the right wing the next minute, then he's like trying to drop in and trying to get the ball to turn and go and drive with it. So yeah, he's a bundle of energy at the minute. Maybe needs to focus on trying to stay the width of the goal or something like that.
Definitely, if he's going to be the goal scorer, he's not going to do it there. That's where Ollie Watkins changed his game at Villa. Yeah, whereas Emre said, "Look, stay between them 18-yard lines, like you mean, and be there." Before that, he was, he'd run down the side, run down a brilliant attitude, like you mean. Then when he narrowed his game, if you like, it's when the goals started coming more regularly, like you mean. So that would be the case. But I mean, can he handle Liverpool?
Yeah,
it's like a player goes to Liverpool. Can the player handle the size of the club? Obviously, he had a good start by going to Newcastle, which is a massive club with a massive group of fans. But then there's Liverpool and the fee together combined. Many players have gone, not quite made it as much as you'd have liked. Many players have gone to places like Man United and found it difficult to. Players have started to come Man City now and not quite. I mean, somebody who comes from abroad and settles in that quick is a major achievement, and I mean major. You can move from one club to another club in this country and find it extremely difficult settling your family and your kids if you got them. You're coming from abroad, and if anybody wants to come from abroad, if they want to settle quickly, they need to speak English. And if they can't, that makes life a little bit more difficult. And like I said, if the family's not settled, the player's not settled. So he's done a fabulous job. But Isak, I think, will be a success.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think they'll play as a front two? Do you think they'll play together?
Nah.
It's difficult because no one plays a front two anymore.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating though. So when you watch teams defend, they actually defend 4-4-2. Teams defend 4-4-2, but they won't attack in a 4-4-2. So I could see it happening, but they'd have to probably adjust because they could probably 3-5-2. Maybe still play with. Yeah, they could probably change. Again, you see it all the time where these formations keep changing as they go along during the game. I would love to see them both play up front. We've missed them combinations. What we see with Dwight York and Andy Cole. Combinations like that we miss so much. It'd be great to see them two, and I believe them two would be ideal for that. If they don't, then you could probably play one on the left. Would it be Ekatike more playing on the left? But then you just said Gakpo. Gakpo's done reasonably well, so players like that need to. But they've got options, haven't they? So.
Now I'm going to take a left turn, Sam.
Go on then.
As we like to do on this podcast, Emile, sometimes we'll talk about football and then we'll just take a left turn.
Okay.
Because your social media's flying at the minute, Sam, by the way. I'm very much enjoying your posts. And you and I featured, this podcast featured in a promo for the new series of Baller League last week. Yes, Nico. We were talking about him.
Nico, yeah.
Yes, and we featured on the promo. Now, KSI was part of the first series of Baller League. Now, excuse me, forgive me, Emile. I didn't know about this world, but I am told that KSI used to make lots of videos where he'd play on FIFA and he'd play with you on FIFA, but that he wasn't always particularly nice about you on FIFA. And I feel like it's distinguishing here between the character that you are on FIFA and who you are. Did that kind of content, because I'm told that was very, very popular videos, did that kind of content and the kind of the online culture that came with that, do you feel, how did that affect you? Did you care? And then also...
Didn't even know.
Yeah. There we go. Sorry. Do you think it changes the way people have perceived your career? Because can we just say for context?
No, not really, because can see that you're talking about internet, and it's all on the internet anyway. But it's just the generation that we have now. They like that kind of content, and they love to follow certain people that do that content. It's an interesting one because of that, I'm in a different. Football people know me, but from that content people know me as well. Yeah. Like, well, okay, that's fine. But look at what I've achieved. So I not really that bothered about it, to be honest with you.
Can I just say what you've achieved as well? Because like this is pedigree.
Go on.
4 League Cups, an FA Cup, a UEFA Cup, a Super Cup, a Charity Shield, over 100 Premier League goals and 62 England caps. I mean, that is a serious pedigree level of career.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
We're in an internet age where kind of anything goes. Yeah. So I was working. I did commentary for Sidemen, so he does that Sidemen FC, and I did the commentary for that, and they had 2 million people watching it.
Wow!
And they sold out. I think within 3 hours they sold the stadium at Wembley. 90,000+.
Yeah.
With all due respect, none of them could kick a ball. But this is what we like. We like this content, and it's all about content creation, and that's the world that they're in. And you got to respect them for it because they're pulling in some crazy numbers.
But they'll be pulling some crazy money with it.
Yeah. And again, it's a funny one where some of them speak to you after and say, "How did you ever run around on that pitch?" And granted, now because when don't you ever go on a football pitch now?
Yeah, I know.
This is big.
I know.
This is huge. Yeah. And you really do wonder, how do they run around on this pitch? And they're like, I did one run there and I couldn't get back. So imagine having to do that up and down as a winger or wing back.
Thinking, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Did it without thinking. We just get on with it. Didn't realise how fit we were. Like, I mean, I think that was.
Yeah.
There's football fitness. There's all other sports, athletics, rugby, people like that. Like I used to say, like, you know, we're just as fit as footballers. Like, I mean, and we'd say, well, you just come and train with us for a bit then and see how you go on.
Sometimes I stand pitch side, Sam, and I think
how quick it is.
Well, I think how did Kevin De Bruyne see somebody that's on
the
other side?
He's just a pimple.
Yeah, I can't even see them. How can he see them and then deliver a ball? So
in the seconds of receiving the ball and analysing who's around you and how quick they're going to get to you, and know where your touch has got to be to actually. So you think,
and it's really far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that they recognise that though after they come off and they say that to you. I find it's really interesting because we had Phil Jones on this podcast and we talked about the effect that the kind of public perception of him had on his mental health. And obviously, if you think about someone like Harry Maguire who has had an unbelievable career, but the perception of him is the opposite. And I guess you, Sam, you know, for the career that you've had and the perception that some people have of you as well, because of sort of online content, I find it really, really, really fascinating. And I guess. I suppose as a dad as well, for you, online stuff, is that something that young players have got to mentally prepare themselves or at least learn to almost block it out?
I think learn to manoeuvre yourself through it. I think Jude has come out and said something, hasn't he? Yeah. So he's talked about it, how he's got this persona now, etc. They've grown up in that era, so they've got to figure out how to manoeuvre through it because they need it. And it's there. So
it's too addictive. I mean, I'm just as addictive as everybody else, but not probably as much as they have. I mean, I find myself we find so many people. I'm walking in town, and I'm ducking people on the phone because I'm not on my phone. Yeah, I'm going because they're going like this.
Yeah,
and it's not really. And I'm just as guilty as anybody else.
Do you read the comments on this?
No.
Yeah.
No, I won't go there. Do that one. No, I mean, my wife used to read the comments when I was managing, and I used to say, "You're on dangerous ground now, love. Like, I mean, don't do it. Like, I mean, I think that the abuse of players is something where they have to decide what they want. They have to decide that they want to put up with the abuse because it's not going to stop, no matter what happens. it's not going to stop or get off it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they won't hear it or see it. Because
there,
you can have 100,000 people following you who are very nice and very respectful and enjoy what you do. You have 5 or 10 people that abuse you, that kills you and affects you much more than the 100,000 that are praising you. And I think that's what the distinction you have to make regarding, is it all about? If you're doing it to make money, then fair enough. But if you're doing it just for being active, block it, get off it.
I think once you're on
be
there,
more discreet, be more aloof, if you like.
There's bullying, isn't there? And then once you're on there, there's going to be a certain level of bullying. I was in Australia. I think it was 2013. Yeah, 2013. I think it was. And one of the lads over there, Australian lad, he's a really good player, and he was just getting abused online. And he was struggling with the team. And they asked me to speak to him. I sit down and speak to him. And I just told him, come off it. Because that was the simplest version for me. I wasn't active online at the time. I did, but I wasn't really active on it. And I didn't really look at comments. But this is the thing. First thing people go to is the comments. And then you allow someone to dictate how you feel for the rest of the day. And I just said, come off it. But he couldn't.
So true.
Yeah.
It's so true. I came off Twitter.
So what we're going to do about it then?
Yeah.
What are we can't, can we?
No.
I'd say the suicide rate has increased massively because of it.
Social media.
Yep.
Yeah.
Particularly suicide rate. Now, when we look at this, we've done a lot at the LMA about the suicide rates, particularly in Manchester and Andy Burnham. You know what I mean? And trying to look at the situation and saying how can anybody help in terms of what's happening? Like, I mean, so we just need to be wary that the negative effect it can have on people, particularly youngsters. Youngsters, and so you can't ignore the figures that suicide is the biggest killer
Of men,
between
young men.
20 and 38 or something like that, and women are not too far off, and that it's more than any disease, more than any illness, more than any So we're facing a really difficult period. I don't want to get too serious on this podcast, but it's something that needs to be talked about, I think, more. But obviously, that in the world of football, keep bringing the joy we can bring, and the fact that we're the biggest sporting brand in the world.
Yeah.
We want to continue with that,
Yeah. Fully. I came off Twitter last year it was the place I got the most abuse. And so I just did it one day.
You mean X?
Just X, yes. I just came off it. And do you know what? I've not missed it once.
That's the thing. I think the first day or so you might have been, but then after that it becomes normal.
Yeah.
So you're like, you just move on.
Yeah. Exactly. Right, we're going to finish today's podcast with a little game that we're going to play with Emile, Sam, and it's called Winner Stays On.
Okay.
And this will bring the happiness and the joy back in.
On.
Winner stays on. Yes.
You didn't pre-warn me about this, did you?
Oh no, you can enjoy it. You can sit and enjoy it. This is for Emile, Sam. You can sit and say what you think. Oh, in fact, should we do it with Emile and then we'll do it with Sam and we'll see if they're different? Okay. So Emile. So winner stays on. So I'll give you 2 names of players, and you say the name and then winner stays on. It's fairly self-explanatory. Okay. Owen or Rooney?
I'll just go right in the deep end.
Yep. Throw you in.
Owen.
Owen or Emile Heskey?
Owen.
Owen or Robbie Fowler?
Owen.
Owen or Didier Drogba?
Ooh. Owen.
Owen or Ian Wright?
That's my guy as well. But I'm going to go Owen.
Owen or Teddy Sheringham?
Owen.
Owen or his guy, Jermaine Defoe?
Owen.
Owen or Robbie Keane?
Owen.
Owen or Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Ooh. Owen.
Owen or Harry Kane?
Owen.
Owen or Alan Shearer?
Owen.
Owen or Thierry Henry?
Thierry Henry.
Oh, you got to change it there.
Thierry Henry snuck in at the last.
Thierry Henry.
Yeah. What? Why are you picking
I just
him?
For his all round scores every goal that you can possibly think of. Very, very direct. Similar to Michael, but I'd probably add a little bit longer.
Okay, let's do Sam and see if we get different. Okay, you ready, Sam?
It won't take long, that one.
Owen, should we just say it's Jermaine Defoe?
No, it won't be Jermaine Defoe.
Owen or Rooney?
Rooney.
Rooney or Heskey?
Rooney. Sorry, Emile.
That's so good.
Rooney or Fowler?
Rooney.
Rooney or Drogba?
Drogba.
Yes! I love Drogba. I'm a big Drogba fan. I love that. Drogba or Ian Wright?
Drogba.
Drogba or Sheringham?
Drogba.
Drogba or Defoe?
Drogba.
Jermaine, your dad
Sorry,
let you
Jermaine.
down. Oh my gosh. Okay, Drogba or Robbie Keane?
Drogba.
Drogba or Rude?
Rude.
Rude or Harry Kane?
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane or Alan Shearer?
Alan Shearer.
Okay, Alan Shearer or Thierry Henry?
A draw.
You fence sitter at the end. Okay, Alan Shearer. Why was it? Why those two for your end?
Shearer.
Yeah.
Everything.
Ultimate goal scorer. isn't he?
30 goals a year.
Yeah,
20
ultimate.
plus.
And the
everything.
funny thing with him is,
Then-
like you said, he's had injuries, a lot of injuries, and when you change,
Changed
so
his
you
game
but-
completely, yeah.
totally, but he still scored goals. Still got the same amount of goals.
You Newcastle weren't at the top club,
Hmm.
and he was still top
Still
of the
going,
goal
so-
scoring.
Blackburn.
You know, in Blackburn he was there,
Yeah.
and Newcastle. You know, so imagine how many goals he would have scored if he'd have been at United
at the
or
time.
Arsenal or, we were probably the top two clubs at that time in that era.
I think I would have had Drogba until it got to Henry, and then I think I'd have finished the same as you. Thank you so much. Thank
Emile,
you for
thanks very much.
coming on again.
No,
thank
lads.
you. Thank you very
I
much.
hope they do really well.
Yeah,
And I hope that we have you on again in another 2.5 years, and we can talk about the success.
Let's hope
Yes.
we're going another 2.5 years.
Yes. Well, yeah. Let's
Let's
hope.
hope we flourish
Yeah.
into how many thousand followers,
Well,
subscribers.
We'd like to get to 50 by Christmas
hope
on
so.
YouTube. If you're not subscribing on YouTube,
Come
do us a
on.
little favour.
I know they've got a lot of competition out there, but
There's a mad amount of competition. I'm surprised you haven't got a podcast by now, Emile. Everybody
I thought
has.
about it.
Yeah. Everybody else has. No, thank you. Thank you so
No,
much.
no worries.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks
As
very
always,
much.
thank you everybody for watching. Just a little reminder that new Boyle Sports customers can get this new customer offer when you join. New customers can get a £10 bet to get £30 in free bets offer and a £10 casino bonus plus a 25% bet builder boost on all Premier League games in October. Over 18s only, T's and C's apply. Please gamble responsibly. Thank you everybody. We'll see you next week.